Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can go on Spotify and just type in Mark Parham podcast, and I should pop up. I look at a lot of different, news outlets. I look at stuff online. I look at stuff, on television, and I end up coming across, I think it was a Breakfast Club interview, with Charlemagne the God. It was a Breakfast Club interview with Larry Elder. And Larry Elder is a black conservative. He's been a radio host in the past, and he's running for president and stuff like that. And Larry Elder destroyed Charlemagne the God. I mean, I'm not going to, tell you the exact thing that he said, but the interview's up. People have been talking about it online, and I think that the Breakfast Club thought that they were going to get somebody in there where they can, pull the, talk about racism and, racism against Black America thing and all this other stuff. And they thought they were going to have somebody that was going to be a pushover, because I noticed that they had a lady in there. I forget her name, but they had a lady that kept on interrupting him. Like, he would say something and the lady would step in and talk about, oh, well, what about this or what about that? Trying to get a gotcha moment for the internet. And it just didn't work. One of the things about Larry Elder is that, he will bring up statistics. He'll, he's been around the block before. So it's just like there's not too many questions you're going to ask him about Black America that he can't respond to. And, they were waiting for so many gotcha moments and it didn't happen. And, I think it was Charlemagne the God asked him a question about, having a wake-up call and all this other stuff. And then Larry Elder hit him back, had a response that was amazing. He brought up Joe Biden, how Joe Biden, said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me and all that other type of stuff. And so, I think it's an amazing moment. And, shows like the Breakfast Club, again, they're entertaining. But at the same time, you notice they don't like to invite too many conservative guests on. Like, you notice they'll pick and choose the type of people that they can, push around or bully or, make jokes about when they're interviewing them and stuff. So, I think every time they invite a conservative on that knows what they're talking about, that can state the facts, it's almost like, like, what do they say? Mayday, Mayday. It's almost like, this is an emergency. We don't know what to do next. They're almost caught in a deer in headlights moment. And same thing happened with Vivek. Vivek went up on there and he totally destroyed the Breakfast Club. I mean, you had the lady on there. She's being extra aggressive. And I really think that lady on there, I think they almost need to not even have her on the show, because when somebody's trying to make a point, the lady will just interrupt. Let me see if I can catch you on a race question or a gotcha question. And so when you have Vivek and intelligent people that are conservative, that know the facts, that won't let you, where they say, pull a quote unquote race card and stuff like that, the people on the Breakfast Club don't know what to do. And so, Vivek did a great job. Larry Elder did a great job. And could you imagine if they invited somebody on there like Candace Owens? Could you imagine if they invited Candace Owens on there? And Candace Owens is very good at, thinking on her toes and quick responses and stuff. If they invited Candace Owens on the Breakfast Club, it would be a lot of people would view that video or that interview. And then also Candace Owens would destroy the Breakfast Club again also. And so, I would say the Breakfast Club, they just keep on losing. They're taking back-to-back losses. And I know they're trying to expand and, give conservatives a chance on the show. But it's just like, if you're going to bring people like Larry Elder on there, Vivek on there, you've got to have somebody that can go back and forth, that can talk, with some sort of, knowledge on different topics. And Charlemagne the God is not one of them. DJ Envy doesn't, he's not the greatest when he's talking about, topics on race and politics. That woman is just, too aggressive. And so it's just like, if they're going to interview politicians, they need to bring people on there that can actually have a back and forth discussion. I mean, it's one thing if you're liberal, but it's like to be a Democrat and a liberal and you don't know what you're talking about. It's horrible. So, it would be great to see Candace Owens on the show, but Candace Owens it'd be like Mike Tyson in the 1980s. If Candace came on that show, they might have to shut that radio show down. They might have to go to a technical difficulties, put that on the screen or something like that, because they definitely don't know how to hold their own when it comes to conservatives that know what they're talking about. And that's all I have to say. So again, kudos to Vivek coming on there, and kudos to Larry Elder. And one thing I do like about Vivek is that he'll talk to anybody. I mean, again, you have some candidates where they, pick and choose. Well, I'll talk about CNN. I'll talk about talk on MSNBC. I'll talk on CNN. One thing I love about Vivek is that he'll sit up, he'll talk to somebody in a barbershop. I think I saw one video where he was in a barbershop in Chicago talking to people. He'll talk to an influencer on YouTube. He'll talk to a podcaster. He'll go on an urban, station that plays hip hop and R&B music. He'll go on, he just talks to everybody. So again, I think Vivek has a bright future, even if he doesn't, win this whole, become the presidential nominee on the Republican side. Someone like Vivek would be a great senator, or, maybe run for governor. I think he's from Ohio and went to school out there. I think somebody like that has a bright future in politics, regardless if he wants to be a senator or governor. I mean, people would vote for him in a heartbeat, because he's one of the very few, folks that will sit up and talk to anybody. I mean, he doesn't pick and choose like, okay, well, this person's going to make me look good, or this podcast is going to make me look bad. He just, if anybody's willing to, host him and have a conversation, he's there. And so again, I would just say that I'm happy that in the comment section, you actually had people agreeing with Larry Elder. You have people in the comment section agreeing with Vivek. And I'm talking about black people. So, people are slowly waking up. Black, white, Hispanic. People are waking up to some of this, liberal, Democrat, garbage. People are waking up to, seeing their cities with high crime and just, things being haywire. And so I was really, happy when I read the comment section, because I said, sometimes the viewer might take something one way, but then you look in the comments and people are like, oh, well, no. I saw it and I said, well, man, Larry Elder he's on fire. He's doing his thing in the debate. And then I looked at the comment section, and this black people, white people were agreeing with Larry Elder. People are agreeing with Vivek. So it's having an effect. So I think even if, like I said, Larry Elder's been holding it down on the conservative side for a long time, and I think people like Vivek are the future. So that's all I have to say. I know I ramble a little bit, but again, please follow me on Spotify. All you have to do is type in Mark Parham Podcast, and my name should pop up. Thank you.